Thank you, Mr. Lopez. Mayor and council members, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. So I think the interim city manager described sort of the charge he gave me is to draw my experience and provide an independent examination of what happened and where do we go from here. But he asked for a big picture perspective, not just a technical review of how did we get here. And so what does that big picture entail? Well, just how does this purchasing issue fit into the performance of a public agency? I'm going to talk to you about that. And then are there any bigger issues other than the technical issues of the system that contributed towards this issue? And I'm going to speak to that as well. So I get plenty of opportunity up and down the state to talk to jurisdictions about particular cities, about how they're performing. Are you a high-performing city? And of course everybody responds with, yeah, we're doing a good job. And then, well, why do you feel that way? And you get a lot of different answers, a lot of different perspectives. So over the years, I've developed a template that I think describes the components of a high-performing public agency. And it's a little different than the private sector in one key area. So the first is the foundation of this building block, or this pyramid of good government. And I call it the corporate support, accountability, and the value systems. This is the one area I think segregates public sector from the private sector a little bit. And that's because when you overlay high transparency standards, public agency, just about everything public agencies do get out in the public in one shape or form. So as a result, there's much lower acceptable margin of error, and how you perform your business is as important as what you accomplish in public agencies. And eventually people find out how you function as well as what you accomplish. And if there's any human endeavor where the ends don't justify the means are as equally important, and tonight it's more important than the ends, is the function of public agencies. So in this building block are executive direction, council direction, personnel rules, purchasing rules, code of ethics, value system. That's the soul of the public agency. That's the foundation, that first building block. And it's not very sexy. Being good at this first building block doesn't get you elected, doesn't get anybody hired. If you fail in that building block, people will get fired, people get unelected. That's how it's viewed in society. It's like a pass, no pass. Not very sexy. The next building block is the bread and butter of public agencies, delivering on excellent services. My experience is if you don't do well at that first building block, it holds back your capability in ensuring excellent services, and I'll give you some examples of that later. So there's best management practices, there's good outcomes, there's professional standards, providing good services in each of those areas that you do provide services. And the top of the pyramid is innovation. This is about getting ahead of issues before they're at the steps of City Hall. Turning on your high beams, starting to tackle issues before they're nasty, they're hard to fix.